If a friend or family member told you that they were struggling with their mental health, how would you respond?
I studied psychology, so I'm very into mental health, well-being, and all of that. So first thing first, I would ask, how serious how serious the subject is. If they're actually struggling and they've been struggling for a very long time, I would suggest them to go and maybe talk to a therapist or a professional, because as long as I can give them advice as someone that loves them, I'm not professional, and I'm not a professional that can help them and give them good advices. So yeah, that's definitely something that I would suggest.
That is a really great answer. Personally now, have you ever opened up about mental health, and how did people react to that?
I used to keep everything inside before, and it just comes into an end where everybody has a limit, so you just explode. And just recently I've started opening up more to the people that I love, my close friends, my family, my sister. And I feel like that actually helps me, because someone else can actually see it from the outside and can give me as well different answers or advices on how to support my, whatever the issue is. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And why do you think people don't open up a lot about mental health?
It's still a taboo. A lot of people still think that mental health is something that we should be ashamed to talk to, embarrassed a little bit. But we're on the 21st century, so it's something we live with it, it's something there, so everybody should feel free to open up. If you're scared and maybe embarrassed to open up to someone close, just go to a professional and talk to a therapist, and they'll definitely help you.
Sure, that's such an amazing answer. From your experience, what's the most helpful thing someone has ever said to you when you were struggling?
First thing is I like a hug, not even saying something, just looking at you and be breathe and give me a hug. That, I think that helps, because by doing that you feel like you're not alone, and then just listening to you really, and listening to what you're saying and trying to figure out what you're feeling. So it's all about, obviously it depends on the actual issue. Just breathe, being there with you, giving you a hug and giving you advices depending on the issue.
Sometimes it's really the non-verbal actions that make the most impact.
That's correct.
And just on the flip side of things now, what's the worst thing someone has ever said to you, or the worst reaction you've ever got from a person when you've opened up to them?
Not listening, just leaving you there talking. When I'm talking about listening, is a person can be there for you and can pretend to be listening to you, but they're not actually listening to you. I think that's the worst thing ever, because I'm opening up to you, I'm telling you something that is, affecting my health, but you're not listening. So I think that's the worst thing ever. Or just walking away, or even if I opened up to you, not checking on me the next day or the days after. I think that's the worst thing that can happen. Yeah.
And no one has particularly said anything, any words or something to make you feel ashamed or something when you've spoken to them about your mental health?
I don't tend to open up to people that I don't trust, so that didn't happen, thank God. No, so it didn't happen to me, because I choose carefully who to open up with. Unless it's my family. I'm very close to my sister, so my sister, my best friend, my boyfriend, that's it really. So yeah.
Amazing. So why do you think some people don't take mental health seriously?
I think it's coming up now, but I think I don't know, I really think about cultures, the African culture in Morocco, for example, they don't take that seriously at all. I think the whole of Africa, unfortunately. There's also some other countries in Europe as well that don't really take it that, seriously. So it started now to come up, especially with education, people actually studying mental health, well-being in general. So it is coming now, slowly, but it is coming, yeah. Okay. But I think the cultural aspect of it is a big thing, yeah.
That's actually very important to note. The culture is a big, influence in that. And if a family member, or a close friend, came up to you to tell you that they were struggling, how would you react?
I would obviously listen to them, ask them as many questions as I can to try and figure out how they feel, what they think. And then depending on the issue, I would try and give them the best advice. But as I said before, if it's something very big, I would suggest them to speak to a therapist or to a professional. Yeah.
Yes, that's very helpful, and it's important that you're giving support and also telling them where to reach out to for support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Noelle. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, girl. Merci.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Merci. Au revoir. Bye. Talking about mental health is one thing, showing up for someone is another. If you would like to learn about how to show up for a loved one, visit Samaritans. That's www.samaritans.org/Ireland. Let's show up for each other.